4.
You know, you would mess it up, right, Gianna? Welcome to the 504 Podcast. I'm half of the podcast. This is Mark, and I have another special episode here. And this episode is all about singles and dating. So I had two special guests this time, male perspective and female perspective. I have my friend Shane here and my friend Gianna. Shane and Gianna, how are you this evening?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
I can't complain. That's like my signature
Signature
expression
joint.
that I say all the time. I can't complain. How about you, Shane? How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, man. I'm on a really good high right now. Past like 2 months, man. It's like straight. I'm good.
So Shane, what
That's
do you do for a
awesome.
living?
What's up?
What do you do for a living? Just so that the people out there in the world will know.
All right, well, I don't know. I got an upgrade in position right now. I actually head the training department in F45. I recently was just in Texas. I helped out there. I'll be in Indiana soon, like helping out there. So I'm basically just train the other trainers and the other F45s that my boy Jay just recently purchased. So that's really cool. Got a bump in my position.
So for the layman's version, Shane is a personal trainer.
Yeah,
and
layman's term.
and his job is his body. Gianna, how about you? What do you do for a living?
I whip these young whippersnappers into shape. That's it. No, I teach. I work with kids. I work with 5th grade right now, and that's pretty interesting, especially during the pandemic with remote learning and everything. So there's all sorts of fun and not so fun things that are related to that. But I love working with kids. That's actually how I met you. We worked the after school program together, and it was fun, you know. When you love kids, working with them has its challenges, but it's rewarding like 99.9% of the time.
It's nice. I don't get the 99.9%. I'm more like an 84.
I was just about to ask.
Like it's passing. It's like a B plus. So I've known Shane since high school, and I've met Gianna recently, but two good single people. So let's go ahead and start this. Shane, how long have you been single?
All right. So this is funny. I mean, I had a COVID bay. You know what I'm saying? So I would say.
Okay, how about this? How long
Do
has
you
it been
count your
before
COVID bay?
Yeah, because I'm gonna say how long has it been since you claimed an actual person?
Oh, okay. So it's been like maybe 5-6 months.
Okay.
Ooh.
And you, Gianna?
Yeah.
Me, 3 years
Whoa, 3 years.
since I was in a legit relationship.
Got it. So here's my next question. How long was your longest relationship? And I'll start with you first, Gianna.
My longest relationship. Do we count the on and off, or
No.
no? We're not counting on and off.
That's what they say on Maury when it's like this. Yeah, we were on and off for like 4 years. They try to make it sound
because
better.
it was a long distance relationship.
Those don't
That
count.
was like
Those don't count.
so that was they don't count.
No, long distance relationships don't count.
What?
No, I think they count, yo.
I mean, it ended badly, but like,
Oh shit.
so if we're not counting that 2-year relationship, then the longest relationship that I've had has been a year.
You know what I think of when somebody says I have a long distance relationship? I think of the Ludacris song. I got hoes.
Oh my god.
I got hoes.
Oh my goodness,
in
so,
different area
Off topic, real
codes.
quick. Off topic, real quick. There was a Facebook post that my girlfriend sent me, and it was this young lady, right? And she was like, "Shout out to all my travel bays and happy Valentine's Day." Like she shouted, and she literally posted a picture from literally every country that she's been to around the world with either one man, 2 men, or a woman. Like, and
Nuts.
but that was like her vacation bay, and she was like, she had a guy in like New Guinea, she had a guy in South Africa, she had a girl in Colombia, like she's been like so many places. She had 2. She called them brother husbands when she went to New Guinea. I was just like, oh my god.
Wow.
So speaking of social media,
Yo, she's living her whole life. Okay, the world don't owe her anything.
well, speaking of social media, one thing that you sent me, Gianna, was the what everyone was doing on Valentine's Day. and it was like about 8 different people who had Lori Harvey.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, yes.
she was making her rounds for a little bit, man.
Listen, she's just like her mother.
Oh,
Check
wow.
out her mother's story. Check out her mother's story.
Wait, her mother is Steve Harvey's wife, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like his
She's the
actual
J-
wife, or like is he like a
Yeah,
second
his
wife,
actual
or like a
wife.
divorce?
Like he legit like shaped up his whole life so he could get Marjorie. Meanwhile, Marjorie was like going from drug lord to drug lord.
Oh, wow.
Like
The good girl, like the bad
just
guy.
check her story. Check her story.
And is
Lori
that
gets
is
it
that
honest.
his daughter or no?
Yeah, that is his daughter.
Biological daughter.
They do have children from previous. Well, from him, I think it was a previous marriage. From her, I think it was just a previous relationship. And then they have like 1 or 2 together, I think.
But Lori Harvey is his biological daughter because she doesn't have the Steve Harvey lips.
I thought she was. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Oh, somebody will look it up and let us know.
Mark, you have the computer open, right?
Yeah, but see
Just
the
pop
way
open a little tab.
and see the way it's all set up right now. I don't want to start pressing something, then the phone slides down the keyboard, and then all of a sudden there's technical difficulties. I got to go
True.
edit it out.
And I don't want to press anything because we know how I am. I'll probably press N by accident. And then you'll be like, gee,
I'm just being
okay, I
lazy.
guess you're lying.
So here's my first question for you both. What is your viewpoint on dating sites? Because with the new dating age where people, and this drives me, I don't want to say insane, but it is like weird. Like when I was dating, you would actually see a person, but now like people saying, oh, yeah, there's no way to meet people and you got to find other ways to meet people. So there are about like 1,000 different dating sites where people meet people. What is your viewpoint on it? And Shane, you can go first.
All right, I go first. All right, well, it's funny. I had one and deleted it. I didn't feel. I'm not trying to. I put it like this. I'm around women all the time, so I'm a personal trainer, and I also bounce at a go-go bar, which really desensitized me. I'm not saying I'm in there trying to kick it to the women who dance, but just in general, I see a lot of crazy stuff. So sometimes somebody tell me get a dating site to be like, yo, if you're not getting out a lot, what I mean, if you're working, you're just getting home, you want to pop on an app, be lazy and swipe. I had one, and I erased it. I'm like, yo, there's no point. I would get all these matches and never say a word, or they would say something, I would never say nothing back. So for me, it was a waste of time for me. I'm like, I'm not even playing no game. I feel like I was playing games. It's a game to me. I don't want to play no games. So dating sites are good for certain people. Certain people really go hard. I speak to certain people. Yeah, I went on 5 dates and I ain't been on one off that damn app. I've been on one like 2 years ago. The girl was really cool, and she traveled a lot, so we really didn't get to kick it like that. But after that, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
All right, what about you, Gianna? What's your view on dating sites?
So as you know, I work a lot, especially now, and so I didn't really get out as often as I would like to. And so I love dating sites because I love meeting new people. I just love conversation. I love talking to people. So it was okay in that sense. As far as like building a real connection and like finding someone that you could possibly see as a companion, I think it would depend on which site and like what particularly you're looking for.
So you think there's one site that's better than others for finding companions?
I think so
I agree.
too. I think I
Because I've been on several and Plenty of Fish. Like that, this was years ago with that.
Oh, that's the bottom feeder.
It had like, it was like weirdos. There were so many weirdos. There was a guy that was asking if like he could like have like it was there were a lot of weirdos. So let's just say that.
Are you gonna ask the question? Because you said it was like, and he was like, what did he ask?
He asked if he could buy my underwear, like if I could wear it for a day, and he'd buy my underwear. And then there was another guy that was asking for feet pictures, and it was not a good experience.
Wow.
So I deleted that one. And then last year, I finally like kind of had recovered and healed from my most recent relationship. And I was like, oh, let me start dating again. And then Corona happened. So I was like, oh, okay, Lord. So maybe I'm not supposed to be out here. Like, I guess I just need to sit still. But then, over the summer I got bored. So I was like, okay. And everybody in my from my church is always like, wow, Gianna, like, why aren't you dating? Like, we need to get you married. So they all told me I should go on a dating site again. So I downloaded Bumble. And then there was like, and it's good, but there was just like all these
Is Bumble
like
the one where the
non-black
woman's in
people on there.
charge? Is that the one with the
There's
woman's
no
in
black
charge?
people on Bumble at all.
Yeah, Bumble is the one that gives all the power to the girl. So like you can message them, but you can't have like a full conversation unless they message you, or
Because I
they
have
have
the
to
power.
like you back in
I
order for
have
them
choice.
to message you or something.
I decide.
So then somebody recommended Hinge, and I was like, okay, let me try that. And then like all the black people were on Hinge.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
It's
like
a good mix
something
on
with,
Hinge. That's the last one.
like in the corner of the door.
Yeah.
That stops the door from falling. That's what it sounds like.
They came up with Soul Swipe. Soul Swipe was like a black Tinder too, and I tried that a while ago, which is really cool.
I've never heard of that one.
It's called Soul Swipe, straight up, like the black version of Tinder.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. Though. I mean, I like a mixture. So when I was actually doing those things,
Shane, I want to focus on something you said. You said that when you were on the dating site, and I'm assuming for you it's not difficult to find women, but you did say it was sort of like a game. And that's sort of like the biggest argument that a lot of women will make, is that they'll have guys on there and, the women will be really interested in them, but the guys kind of just like disinterested. Is that because it was a dating site, or just because you just weren't interested? Or is it a combination of both?
it was because it was a dating site, and for me it was put it like this: I'm just looking at a person, so it's being shallow in a sense to me, because you can read about somebody, but I'm going solely based on what I see first. You know what I mean? And the conversation will start for like 2 seconds, and I don't want to play games with anyone and start. So that's why I ended up eventually doing that. I matured in that way. Like, some women might be taking this serious, and I'm over here I'm not playing with nobody's feelings, but I'm matching with these people, and I'm not reciprocating what they want. So eventually I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna start shitting on people by now. If they're taking this shit serious, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And at first I'm always worried, like, yo, what if somebody, I train, I do this, what if somebody that I know sees me on this app? But I'm like, if they see me, that means they on there too, so I can't, shit, you know what I mean? Can't throw stones at a glass house. You know what I mean? Both on it. So I matured in that sense. Like, I'm not gonna play, because some people taking it serious. I don't want to play games with anybody or make them think I'm playing with them. So I don't know.
That's smart.
Yeah, I don't want to do that shit.
And Gianna, for you, since you've used dating apps before, if there are 10 men on the dating app, how many of them lie in their profile?
Oh, that's a good one.
Probably like 7.
Okay, so tell me some of the lies that people
they
will lie
about something. It could either be their height.
It's their height.
Most times it's their height. But they'll lie about how old they are. They'll lie. Like, I've had people that I've matched with, and, I'm 32, so I'm not trying to look for, like, a 21-year-old. And I've had people that I've matched with that have said that they were, like, 30, and I've asked them, and they're like, they're 21, 25, 26.
Wow.
They lie about their age. That's when I'm like, oh, God bless you. Have a nice day. But it's crazy. Or they'll post themselves in a picture with a group of people, and you're like, okay, well, which one are you? But those are the catfish people. Like, those are the people that you'll talk to and then we'll never meet. I don't mess with those people. I only if I see something in their profile that matches with what I'm looking for or piques my interest and makes me want to get to know that person, then we can have conversation. And once I ruled out from that conversation that you're crazy or like a weirdo, then maybe like we can meet in a public setting where I feel safe and get to know you. Because you could be a regular person, but people are crazy. And they hide their crazy very well. Yeah. And so you just want to be safe in these types of situations.
Shane, as I'm listening to her talk, and you can see me taking notes. So talking about people lying on dating sites, someone, and I saw the picture of this, they took their 2K player and made it their dating profile pic.
No, how is that possible?
So, because you
How
scan
is
your,
that even possible?
because you get to scan your face into the
You
game.
scan your face.
So this girl is thinking this dude is in the NBA.
Oh my gosh. Yo.
That's sick,
come
right?
on, she got to know that. I'm not saying no NBA dude would ever be on a dating app because they travel from city to
They
city.
do.
Yeah,
But you got to be smarter than that.
He's
You
in his
got to
whole
be smart.
uniform and shit. I mean,
But you can tell in the picture though, like, you know, like a regular picture will look like a regular picture, and they look digitized, like that little.
But the thing,
avatar.
but the thing is, like with graphics now, if you're kind of like if you're not really looking, it might catch you. I fell asleep with my video game on one day, and I woke up because the game will just start to play by itself if you don't do anything long enough. And I'm staring at it half asleep. Going, is this a real game or am I?
It looks nuts, yo.
Because like the way it's come from when I was a kid to now, it's like, you know, I'm making my perfect self.
Yeah, I go hard. When I make my play.
I'm putting little tattoos on them.
In these videos.
I'm trying to put my scar on my face. I got it on my cheek. I'm trying to put it on there.
Dog, I'm spending real money on the tattoos. I'm like, nah. I need the koi fish on the arm real quick.
The koi fish going the wrong way. Put it on my lower back.
Oh, y'all are funny.
So Gianna,
I like the fighting games. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I love fighting games.
So Gianna, you mentioned something as well, and I want to come back to it. You said that people from the church have said, you know, go on dating apps. So you are in the church. Why haven't you used the church as opposed to a dating app?
Because number one, the people, I don't want to give the church a bad name, you know, but realistically, if there's 5 guys that are in the church, one is like super focused on God, right? The second one is probably gay. The third one might be a musician, so that means they out here hoeing, or they're in a steady relationship. And that's like 1 out of every 5 musicians. And so that's like, how many is that? 3?
That was 3, yeah. And the second guy was gay. I just want to come back to that.
The fourth one is probably like the musician. And then the 5th one is probably like a little weird. So it's like you out here, you're trying to better yourself and become the person who you feel like God has made you to be, right? Fulfill your purpose, focus on all of that. Be a good person at work, to your family, friends, all of that, right? And then you're looking for a partner. And you want that partner to have the same values that you have. And I would love to find somebody at church. Like, that would be great. But the experiences that I've had with church men have not been the best. Like, I had one who was like, just loved me, like in love with me, liked me so much, was always talking to me, liking all of my pictures. We went out like a couple of times and then it was like nothing because he had his own issues he was going through, but it was just weird. Like, it was literally just fell off. But then the next time I saw him, it was just like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Like, I can't believe you're single or whatever. And it's like, well, like, you had a chance. What happened? Like, I mean, I know I don't have that many faults. Like, it wasn't me.
It's the Bryson Tiller. It's the Bryson Tiller in all men. Men will be like, oh, I can't commit. And then when you commit to somebody else, it's like, damn, shorty, you really did that?
I've been that person before. Foolish.
So Shane, I want to jump to wait 1 second, Gianna. I want to jump to something that you said, because you said that you are desensitized and you do work at an after hours joint. So let me ask you this: do you see a lot of men pursuing the women who work in these establishments? Because it's easy for us to see like some of the women out here with OnlyFans and Instagram accounts that are kind of out there doing it. They're getting a lot of attention from men. Do you see it? Do you see it in the place where you work?
Oh my God! At the highest rate ever in my entire existence. I've been there 7 years on and off. You know what I mean? You get paid at the end of the night, so it's one of those jobs you just keep around. And I see it, bro. It's at an all-time high, bro. It's nuts. First of all, a lot of these women. It's sad. I feel bad for somebody. What's the new word? Simp?
Yes, I was about to ask you. Are they simps or are they just thirsty?
Simp, bro. It's bad.
Oh,
You're listening to a female
Oh.
who does this for a living. You let them say they love you. We got one girl the other day. She had a gentleman, drunk gentleman, paid $200, thinking that she was gonna go home with the dude. She went out the back door, bro. Like, stop listening to these women. But then I tell them to stop doing that too. They're gonna get us killed. You're gonna get us killed. Somebody come here with a gun because you robbed them with $200 saying you're gonna go home with the person. A lot of these women are from, like, say for instance, a lot of women in the club are from DR, right? So think about the currency exchange over there with the money. So they over here building straight houses off of 3-4 of these men in their country by lying to them, saying that they want to be in relationships, they love them. They consistently lying to these men, and they come to us and they joke about it. Like, it's all fun and games now. Better cut that out. Because it's a lot of infidelity, a lot of married men. We've had women come in. We've had women destroy cars in the parking lot because their husband was inside the club. Yo, bro, it's a nasty situation.
I learned a long time that the strip club wasn't really the place for me because I couldn't move comfortably with the amount of money I made in these places. It's like years ago when I was working at Chili's, we decided we were gonna go to I can't think of the one that was in the Bronx. I think it's closed down now.
The Bronx?
Yeah.
There's only one. Oh man, it's like the most famous one, right?
Yeah, it's the one. It was the famous one, but it's closed down. But
the Wedge.
No, it's not the Wedge. I can't. It's not the Wedge. But if you say the name, I'll hear it. But long story short, or short story even shorter, as the kids say, we get there. I had to pay the toll for driving. I didn't realize there was a coat check. You gotta tip the coat check. You gotta
check your coat.
You gotta tip the person who breaks your singles down. Then it was a 2-drink minimum. I don't even drink.
That's the Bronx, bro.
And then what's crazy is as soon as I got there, I had to use the bathroom because we drove all the way to the Bronx. It's a dude in there asking for money after the washing your hands and stuff. It's crazy. So my $100 was down to like $40 at the end of the night. And then once you run out of money, it's like you feel like you're stealing cable. You're just going like this. I'm not looking.
Yeah, when they walk up to you, walk away, you look away. Yo, bro, that's hilarious.
And then the kicker was these women were driving better cars than me. I'm getting back in my Honda Civic, and she's pulling up in the Benz, going, y'all have a good night.
Hey, put it like this. A lot of them get in that car, and they rethink the things they do for that money. I mean, yo, not all money is good money. And I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
The things I see these women do for that extra paper, I'm like, yo, you did all of that. All right, go ahead, man.
And not for nothing, I'm sorry, this is just, my woman side, I guess. But, like, this wouldn't be a job if we didn't have people that were putting money into it. And I know that men are like very visual creatures. I know that like about them. So like
the eyes are never full.
That whatever appeals to y'all are going to want. And some people will pay for that. But like people can complain about strip clubs as much as they want, but y'all are the ones making us like y'all are the ones helping us make money.
Well, I think it's because they sell an idea.
Coming so I can keep getting paid too. Hey, come on, pervert. Come to my club. I need to keep getting paid to be a bouncer.
I think it's because strip clubs sell this,
make the clubs go round.
They sell this idea.
That's terrible, though.
Like, because we, as a man, like sometimes when you find like a really attractive girl, she might not be the easiest person to communicate with directly. Especially if you feel she's possibly out of your league. But now I have this place where as long as I have a little bit of currency, she'll give me the time of day, even if it's not realistic, but it does something to my ego. So even though I think it's a place where it's like overly sexualized, I think the bigger thing is the male's ego and fantasy that's being...
I think that's unisex, though. I don't think that's just men. I think women pay for fantasy, too.
But not on the level of men. I don't think so.
No, definitely not on the same level.
Men don't break the bank for OnlyFans page.
Yeah. When you go to that ATM there and you look at that little $15 surcharge, you start rethinking life.
Yo.
That's like I gotta find out what it is, because I know like on certain levels of interaction between women and men, our brains process things differently, right? So for men, like the pleasure center of the brain will light up during certain interactions. And for women, it's not just the pleasure center, it's also the center that's responsible for our feelings of love and security, right? So we process the same actions differently. So I wonder what the brain looks like when a person is like breaking their bank to try to grasp this fantasy for just a few seconds. And even like with the financial dominatrix, like I wonder what drives a person to that, because there's that I guess play is the word, or job, where men will give their whole paycheck or a certain amount of money to a dominatrix, and they're allowed to hold that money and give the man a lot. Like the man loves when the woman is in control. So that's what that is. So like she gets paid to abuse his money or to withhold it from him. It's like really weird.
Well, now, that's a whole
some men are really into that. So it's like, I wonder what the brain chemistry is behind that.
Well, I'll give you a story that I recently saw when I was like cruising through Instagram. So there was a post that came up that said Pornhub were paying $20,000 for women to film, and they wouldn't have to show their face. And I thought it was really interesting because and this is just a general men and women, if you were able to do this, 20,000, you don't have to show your face. How many people would decide it was no longer a moral issue and decide I'm going to take the money and no one will ever know it's me?
I'm too tatted, I can't.
No, I was about to say I have tattoos. Yeah, I have tattoos. You'll be able to recognize.
Well, with 20,
and I'm not doing it. And not for nothing, I wouldn't do it anyway. Because if you start that lifestyle, then you're going to just continue that lifestyle because it's good money. Honestly,
it's a black hole. It's a black hole.
It is.
It's a black hole.
But then, like, you have to really take care of yourself. You know what I mean? You have to protect yourself. You have to not only protect yourself from other actors or directors that could abuse you, but then you have to protect yourself from the other actors because you don't know what their health history is. Some directors require everybody to go get tested. A lot of people don't.
Put it like this: you can not blackball people, but then you'll have people in the industry too that are threatening to reveal your identity. So it'll come with a bunch of drama, and people can hold you in the balance. Like, yo, if you don't give me 10% of your cut, I'll let the world know such and such. So it could be a nasty situation. So yeah,
absolutely. Nobody wants that in blackmail. What if you change your life around? You become a pastor, a doctor, you win the Nobel Peace Prize, and somebody's like, "Oh, let me extort you for some money." Now, if you're not ashamed of your past, that's fine. If you talk about it, it's not a secret. Okay. But for some people, they will be embarrassed about their
put it like
beginning, so to speak.
If you own up to it, then they can't. It won't be a big thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm trying to teach I hate to bring my daughter's name in the conversation during this kind of conversation, but I'm teaching her now. If you're easy to crack on, then you're gonna get attacked. But I go along with every joke. If you prank call me, I go along with it. I don't even get. I'm terrible to crack on. So in that situation, like, hell yeah, I was in there putting in work. You don't see my tattoo moving? We can't even talk about this guy. It's corny. Yeah, I did good.
Well, there are several examples of people who were in life.
No, but it's good. You have to own your past.
You gotta own it, though. Don't even if you run from it, it'll chase you down. If you coincide with it, there'll be a breeze.
Yep.
There are several examples of people who are in the life and were able to get out the life and continue to have like a successful life. One being the most popular person, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think she was in the life, but she
got exposed and was able to.
Yeah, and she was able to move past it. And even though it's a part of her life, it doesn't define her. So I think now with the normalization of things that weren't normal 20 years ago, it's something that definitely can be possible. But there are going to be some stepping stones along the way. But I want to get back to dating because I want to start wrapping this up. So here's my example. The other day I had a podcast and I was explaining when I take a woman on a date, she's not allowed to take leftovers. And let me explain why, because Shane's looking at me. Shane's looking at me. So my reason behind her not taking leftovers is I don't want the dude that she's currently on and off again with to like come over like the next night or something and then warm up my leftovers that I paid for with my hard-earned money. So if she orders the steak and fettuccine pasta, if she can't finish the steak and fettuccine pasta, it goes in the garbage. Am I
I
crazy?
just feel like that's doing too much.
I'm an
It's
animal.
one thing if she orders. See that this is one thing if she orders a lot, or if she orders a separate meal to like take home, or if she just like is doing the most. You know what I mean? But if it's just like one meal, like let her take that home.
I
What
like
she
2-3 bites.
gonna eat it exactly?
Yeah, if she only took 2 or 3 bites,
like
oh
it's
well,
gonna be
listen.
like 2 or 3 bites. So let her take that
She gonna
home.
feed
I've
her
been the
man.
recipient
Oh my
of
gosh.
food that was
That's-
taken home from someone else. I've been the recipient of it.
Oh my god.
And that's why I
You like,
can't
yeah,
allow it.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I said, you got the steak with the shrimp on the top with the melted cheese?
I
What?
can't. I can't.
Sizzle
Well,
special.
I have never done that.
You're a great person for that. That's whole y'all. You're gonna give people anxiety when they hear this. Like, yo, bro. You ain't
But
taking
I
that
mean,
home.
but seriously, but think about it. Just
Yeah.
imagine you take a person out and they don't eat all their food and then they're like this, can I get a box? No, you're not paying for this. You don't get no box.
You wanna know what's crazy, yo? Every day that I've been on with his extras, we chill for so long, the girl ends up shoving her food on my plate. Ain't no such thing as to go with me. I'm a savage. I'm not saying I'll probably let her take it if she wants to. Yo, you might as well just finish this. I be waiting for the girl not to finish. I'm all greedy and shit. I hope she don't finish that. I hope she don't finish that. I ain't never leaving that table.
All right, so let me ask you this. Next question.
That
You're on a
was
date,
savage.
right? And there's a dish that you want. And the person you're on a date with decides they want the same dish. Do you order something else or do you get the same exact dish as well?
No, I get what I want.
But so you would get the same exact dish then?
Hmm.
What I've done in that situation, or the female, we come to an agreement like, yo, if you order that, I'll order this, and we'll kind of pick off each other's plate. Because if we get the
Yeah,
same
that
thing,
too.
yeah, we be like, you know what, get that, and I'll get that, cool, and then like a negotiation, cool, and then we end up, you know what I mean, shoving a little bit on the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would order something different so we can kind of mess with the mix and match. But I'll let the female pick it, like she picks first, and then I'll change mine. Because I'm like I said, I'm greedy, I'm a foodie, bro. I don't have to have one thing. I'll change it up. I'll still make sure it tastes good, you know?
I don't think I've ever been on a date and we've ordered the same thing.
Yeah, me neither, yeah. Me neither.
All right, next question. First date. A place like Applebee's. Is
Love
that
that place,
acceptable?
man.
Like if somebody comes and hits you with the 2 for $20
It's,
for a first
I don't
date?
mind a chain restaurant for a first date. I really don't. I don't mind a coffee shop. I don't mind,
Coffee,
taking
I
a
like-
walk in the park. Like, I don't, because my thing is for the first date, I want to see who you are. Let's talk. I want to see what our vibe is like. That's for first date. I just don't necessarily like Applebee's, so I would probably say
Okay,
Fridays
so
or
then don't
something.
say Applebee's, Chili's, any of those 2-star restaurants.
I like
Okay,
cafe and chat.
2-star?
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
those are 2-star restaurants.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I
are they
haven't
2 stars?
gone,
How many stars are like a? Because I swear, black people think Red Lobster is like 17 stars. So like, oh my goodness, the cheddar biscuits. And, was it snow
Until you
crab
grow up
fest?
and realize.
Crab
Nothing beating those
fest.
biscuits, man.
That lobster,
there's much
that lobster
better
pizza
out
don't
there.
be kicking like
Yeah,
that.
100%. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, first date, I like picking that type of a cafe-ish type. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Where you're not paying $3 million on, you know what I mean? Nice
Yeah.
prices, coffee, chat, maybe live music. And then when we get really cool and we're bored and we just happen to be hanging out and we pass the Applebee's, yo, let's get a 2 for $20 or something like that. But I mean, I like doing something outside of what's expected. Like, hey,
Yeah.
Applebee's is right here. You know what? There's a cafe over here called Ron's Cafe. I'm just some random Light Rail House Cafe. They got a little bit of live music. Grab a drink or two, try their food over there, and then I do the super 2-star restaurants when we get kind of comfortable, and we're just running short on time or something. Like, let's go get some cheap ass drinks or something.
Yeah.
What are some pet peeves on the date? Like on the first date when you realize like if a person does this or is this where you go, you know what? Yeah, this is kind of not gonna go far.
I had somebody overly laugh at my corny jokes. Like, yo, come on. In my mind, like, that shit is not that funny, yo. That wasn't that. In my head, I'm like, that wasn't that funny. It was like for like 2 hours of that shit. I'm like, I'm not even gonna talk no more. Like, yo, you holler.
I'm not gonna talk no more. I can't.
She was there at
Maybe
the point,
she was nervous.
You know when you run and you laugh? When you laugh so hard you start running? That was the next step. I was like, yo, come on, man. I'm not even talking no more. So,
pet peeves.
Well, while you're thinking of it, Gianna, one of my pet peeves was I would listen to the way the person would order their food and speak to the waiter or waitress, and that would kind of give me an idea of the type of person they were. Like,
that's a good way to gauge
people
I agree.
with respect?
Yeah.
Did they ask for the appropriate things? Could they pronounce guacamole? You know, certain things like that.
Oh my goodness, yes.
No, I think in my regard to that too, is the way in the order, like, you know, please, thank you, hey, I appreciate that. Not like, yo, go get.
If they have manners,
like a peasant. You gotta treat the general like the CEO. I respect people who treat everybody like they're a billionaire.
A human being is a human being.
Yeah, like don't start shitting on the people because what they do, this can be their fifth job. They're hustling.
Exactly.
So I can tell the way you treat people is how I know there's gonna be longevity. I would never shit on anybody, and I expect the person that I'm gonna be rocking with not to do the same. You know.
So one of the things I would use to kind of also determine, I would wait for them, like with the meal comes with a salad or something. If they ordered it with French dressing, I was out. And if they asked for extra Caesar dressing, I was out.
Why?
It's just, I don't know. It's just like certain things. It's like this. French, really? That's just nothing but orange ketchup. And normally, like, Caesar salads are like tossed with like a decent amount of Caesar dressing. And if they're asking for extra Caesar dressing, it's like, you don't want no salad. Stop, you don't want no salad.
I need their hygiene to be right. Like, you can't be sitting here biting your nails or like your finger. Like, I wash my hands like when we go to a restaurant, and I'll be like, I'll be right back. And like, you just gonna sit there, you're not gonna wash your hands. You've been touching all the surfaces. We about to eat. Like, that's just so nasty.
That's flavor. What you talking about?
What if they bring a wet
flavor?
I'm lazy.
A wet nap?
Can I get a wet nap?
I'm just saying, like, don't be sitting. Hands are important. So I feel like, yes, especially now. Yeah. So take care of yourself.
That's a good one. Yeah, hygiene.
All right, so here's my question.
Because if you can't take care of yourself, how you gonna,
Because you brought up wet naps. So here's my question. The waiter or waitress brings a bunch of wet naps. You use a couple of them. It's a bunch still sitting on the table. The person you're on the date slides them either into his pocket or her purse, the extra wet naps that are on the table. Does that bother you?
No.
I think it's smart. It might come in handy later.
It bothers me.
It is funny. It's a little like, come on now. Like, I get it. Like, yo, come on.
No, because it's
I want to look into it. I want to look into it too much. Hey, we paid for that shit somehow, man.
Yeah, and it's like asking for extra napkins at like a fast food restaurant, or if you go in like a Wawa, you get a whole bunch of napkins because you put that in the car. You just like, it's just stuff to have in case you need it.
That sure might come in handy, man.
I don't know. It's just something weird about them like opening up their purse and just putting them in there. I can't get past it. I want to leave you with this scenario. I may ask you another question after this, but I definitely want to ask this question. So I'm listening to a video, and it's a girl talking about men and her dating and so forth and so on. She has a daughter. So the lady's meeting the guy for the first time. They're getting ready to go on a date. And she's like, oh, shoot, I'm not going to be able to make it back to cook my daughter any food. Do me a favor, run me by McDonald's real quick. So the guy drives it by McDonald's. She orders her kids' meal. She goes, can I get the cheeseburger kids' meal? Can I get a shake with that? Pull up to the window. The person says, this is how much it costs. And she looks at the guy to buy the kids' meal.
Yeah, that's wrong.
And the guy is like, nah. And at that moment, she was like this, well, I knew he wasn't ever going to touch any of this.
Yeah, don't you put it like this. I'd rather her with the intent that she's gonna pay, and as a man, I'm like, you know what, I got this. But don't look at me first and be like, and be like, I expected you to pay for that.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I feel like people who don't ask, like, the shall receive, like, yo, you know what I mean? I got you. But people that are expecting that, especially for our first date, hell, come on, don't. I mean, I'm gonna pay anyway because I'm a gentleman, I'm a man, and we're together. It's $8, $9. But if you expect it, it seems a little like that's kind of lame. I ain't gonna lie.
So Gianna, here's a question for you because I'm in Instagram things I've seen online. So you've seen it was like a TikTok challenge at some point where the guy would be at the little vestibule thing paying for the check. You know, the little thing they leave on the table, and you can just kind of just pay for the check without having the waitress come over. And he'll record himself and say, "So, well, are you coming back to my place?" And the girl's like, "Nah, I'm going home." And you see him start splitting the bill.
Yeah.
What would you do if this happened to you?
I would pay for my half of the bill, and then I would not speak to him again. Well, actually, I would have a conversation, and I would just like reiterate my displeasure, right? Because the fact of the matter is, you decided you were interested in me, and I decided that I was interested in you. Now, while you were hoping things would go in that route, in my mind, I'm just thinking, okay, let me just get to know this person, right? And then you have to state your intentions. You have to make your intentions known. Yeah. So if you make your intentions known that that's what you want, okay, go after that with someone else. But that's not what I'm after right now. And I will gladly pay for my half of the meal and wish you on your way. I don't have a problem with that. But you're not going to sit here and then try to like get mad and make drama because all of a sudden you realize you're not getting none. Like, excuse me, we're grown. Yeah. That's high school behavior. Are you sure you're that age? Like, you sure?
That's like you need to talk to somebody. Boys type shit.
Exactly. It's disrespectful, is what it is.
Well, in defense of the people, they were all young kids that were doing this. In their defense, they did it like they were in like their early 20s, 19, 18, probably making $7.50 an hour. I heard that's the minimum wage. I don't know how that works.
It depends how you raise too, man. Like me as a man, I don't think buying you food guarantees me some sex. I'm chilling.
I'm the same way also. I don't think that
I'm chilling. I never even asked, so you coming back to my place? I don't ask those questions. We in the car, we pull up. Hey, would you mind? You know what I mean? All right, so I don't ask one question in order to get to the next piece of the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? I let things just go. I never pay for, if I pay for the food, that doesn't guarantee me no damn sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. They got to vibe out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You got to go with the flow.
That's the way I was raised. I ain't stressing nothing. I'm chilling. I ate the food too. I had a good time. Both my damn hungers are good. You know what I'm saying? We both got something out of it, a meal. Now, if you don't want to have sex with me, it's cool. I'm not even asking. How do you ask?
How do you ask for that?
Are we gonna bang after this? Like, what do you say? Hey, are you gonna get naked and do stuff? Yo, just chill, like man.
I think those are the men. Those are the type of men that are out here paying thousands and thousands of dollars every month for these strippers for that fantasy because they want to feel like they have it. You know what I mean? I was watching a video the other day, and I forget who. Mark, I think you sent it to me, or somebody sent it to me, and it was about Plies, and Plies was talking about how you will never see a handsome guy, right, with or a girl that did too much to their body. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, girls, like, you're doing all that, getting all these augmentations to your body. Who do you think you're doing that for, right? You're doing that to appeal to the rich men, right? Well, a good portion of the rich men are ugly. They have all that money because they're ugly. They decided to go into the business and make something of themselves because they knew that they probably weren't going to get anything the other way, right? So he's like, so you're going to get a rich guy, but he's going to be ugly, right? And he's like, what did he say? He said, handsome men don't really care because they'll make anything look good. That's how they feel. That's how they approach life. Like, they look good, so they can be with anybody, basically. And I just feel like those type of men that spend money like that and that just feel like they need a reward for spending money, or they need some type of reciprocation for spending money, or like you need to prove to me that you're worth my time and money. Excuse me, like I'm a whole human being over here doing what I have to do for me, like being amazing like I am. I don't have to give you nothing. You wanted my time.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me? So I just feel like those are the type of men that have that type of reaction. That was like, well, so what we doing after this? Or, oh, we're okay, well, we gonna split this check right here. Like, you really concerned about that little $20? Really?
That's corny.
Listen,
it's too much.
That means that sex the new participation trophy? All
right. Listen, participation trophies are how we got into the nonsense that we're in right now. We have a whole bunch of people who are entitled because they feel like they woke up this morning, so you should do what they want you to do. That you should give them what they want, what they need, because they're here. And that's not the case, my friend. Like, we work for our stuff. Not only that, you have to pay your dues in whatever field you're in. Like, you work hard to achieve what you want in life. So you're not just going to get handed something for participating. And I can see that for pre-K. You know what I mean? Even for kindergarten. But at some point in time, you have to teach kids how to deal with loss, how to deal with disappointment, how to deal with these adult emotions. Because if you don't teach them, they're going to grow up to be adult babies.
Yeah.
And we had an adult baby as president. So, like, what are we really, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, real shit.
We got to change at some point.
All right. And here's my last question before we end it. On dating apps, because this is something I've been pondering with for a long time. When you see a really successful person on a dating app, does at any point you think in your mind that this is cap? Or do you really think that, let's suppose, men who are making $250,000, $300,000 are on dating apps? Okay, so let me simplify the question. A very successful man making $200,000, $300,000. Do you think he's on a dating app looking for a spouse, or do you think he's on a dating app looking for a good time?
I would say a good time.
Yeah, you got all that paper. Especially if you're flaunting how much money you make on that app, you're trying to get somebody that's just looking to make a few dollars and have wild sex on that.
Yeah, unless you're one of those that's like, I want someone who's not gonna be with me because I make a lot of money. You want somebody who's gonna be like with you for that pure attraction, but then you wouldn't be putting how much you make. You just say, hey, I work in this field.
Well,
you would be playing down the aspect that you have money. But if you're on here and you're just flaunting everything, number one, you have low self-esteem and you're just trying to attract people based off of your material wealth. Yeah. Or you're just looking for a good time.
Okay, but not necessarily that they're putting how much money they make on the app. But let's suppose that this person is a head surgeon of a metropolitan hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you can kind of associate the amount of money that this person would make. So not that they're saying I make this much money, but this is their actual position and job title. Because I look at like a lot of these people who are successful, they probably run into other people who are somewhat in their field and their range as far as like success and compatibility. So I look at, okay, if they're on a dating app, what are they doing there?
Well, I think their profile says what they're doing there, right? So if you go on someone's page and they say, I work in finance, or I work in this area, or I work in that area, and their profile is them like on vacation, like they're traveling, they're doing their hobbies, they're hiking, they're exploring, doing what they like. Okay, so this person makes money, but their life isn't revolving around that. They're not shown in all these fine suits at these big dinners and banquets and all this stuff. Like, their life is more than just their job or their wealth, right? But if you look at somebody's page and all you see is them in these designer suits and these shoes and these high rises and these banquets, then clearly their life revolves around that. So they're going to want someone that matches that image, right? I think that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then when you talk to them and you get to know them, then you can find out what it is that they do. When you talk to them and you get to know them, then you can find out what it is that is really driving them and motivating them in life. And I think that then you can see if you're compatible or not. Now, if you're focused on wealth, then a person who's also focused on wealth in their job, that would be a match for you. But if you're not focused on, if your job is an accent to your life, right? It's either the vehicle to how you enjoy your life, or it's just one of the ways that you express your passion for life or your purpose for life, then you're not going to be centered around that. You're going to be centered around your actual life, which includes your loved ones, your friends, your hobbies, all that.
That makes perfect. That makes good sense.
All right, so that's where we're going to end it. I was going to ask a question: how many times have you been ghosted? More than 5 or less than 5? But we can get into another time. Thank you so much, Shane. Thank you so much, Gianna. I'm a grandpa, so I'm getting ready to fall right off this couch and fall asleep. I appreciate you coming on. And
Thank you,
any last words before we get out of here?
Yes, thank you. Any last words?
That's a no. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in.
Be careful on them damn dating apps, man. Be careful.
Yes, please use common sense. Look at every profile. Look at every picture.
Yeah.
And follow your gut instinct. That's the Holy Spirit telling you no.
Yes.
Don't do it.
All right. Until next time. Ta-ta.